responsibly. Okay, I am coming from the Bible's perspective, but then I believe that this cuts across from other religions as well. Okay, and the Bible just talks about reaping and sowing. So everything that you do at the point in your time, you're going to reap the benefits of it. And that should be a guiding principle for us. I think that in other religions as well, we have that effect of karma, we have that effect of what you do comes up to you. So, for instance, today I was dealing with a lady who was asking for direction. And then when she mentioned her name, it rang a bell. And apparently, I was in school with her nephew, and I've known her nephew for over 20 years, and I didn't even know. So when she mentioned her name, I was like, this sounds familiar. Do you know this person? She said, oh, that's my nephew. And it was interesting. So just imagine that probably she was asking for directions. I was rude to her, and then later I get to know that she's the aunt of a very good friend. That would be a very awkward situation. Okay. So the world is very, very connected. So know that whatever you do, it might not be immediate, but then 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, the effect of what happened is going to show up in some way. Sometimes you've outgrown that habit, you've outgrown that those days. Probably you were young, you were irresponsible, but now that you have turned over a new leaf, the past does not forget easily. So it may come up, and then that will be a problem for you at a particular point. So, as the Bible says, we are going to reap anything that we sow. So, if that is a guiding principle, it helps you to handle your freedom responsibly. Okay. And then we also realize that we have only one life. I'm not going to live and come back and live again. So, I better make the best of it. So, probably if I had 20 lives, I could experiment with one, come back and see, oh, if I did do drugs for this one, what will happen? Maybe when I die and come back, I'll say, oh, okay, I won't do drugs again. Drugs was not good. Let me try alcohol and see whether that will work. But we only have one life to live, okay? So you are going to make the very best of it and not make choices that are poor. So there are people that I find a bit difficult because sometimes they've lived a very reckless life. And then later in their lives, they turn over a new leaf. But then because of the life they lived before, now they can't enjoy their present life. The doctor says you don't have to eat this, you don't have to drink that, you don't have to do that. Now that you have all the money, what are you going to do with it if everything is you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't drink that? Because probably when you were 20, you were drinking too much alcohol. When you were 25, you were taking too much sugar. When you were this, and now the effect is so much that all the things that you can enjoy with your money now, you cannot do it. Okay. So we only have one life to live, and we have to give the very best out of that. And knowing that I won't come back again, I only live once, and I might as well make the best choices for myself. And then I also say that always ask for help if you think that you are having conflicting issues in your head. And it's not about asking just anybody because there are some older people, in my opinion, that are more irresponsible than even some younger people. So the key is to ask an older, trusted person when you have a doubts about your actions, okay? It could be your parents, it could be religious leaders, it could be an older siblings. So if you read Proverbs 11:14, it says that in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Okay, so even Solomon, that God gifted with wisdom, he says that for everything that he did, he consulted his council of elders. If God has given me so much wisdom, why must I consult any council of elders? Okay, the good thing is that God did not put the same kind of wisdom in all of us ahead. So I can see it from the mother's point of view. You can see it from a father's point of view. Somebody can see it from a teacher's point of view. So if I talk to three people, I am getting ideas from three different people, and it will help me to make a better choice. But if I take my own opinion, which is I'm young, I'm free, no responsibility, do as your mind tells you, nobody can change me, then you become equal to an animal, because it's an animal that you practically have to hit to get the animal to be at the right place at the right time. Okay. So although you have the right to take any decision you want, anytime that you are in doubt or anytime, and the good thing is that human beings are wired to sense things that are not good. So sometimes you yourself, you know that I don't feel too good about this thing. I don't feel too good about it. Then sometimes you're also torn because, oh, everybody is doing it. Okay, you are not everybody. Anybody who is special does not behave like everybody. For instance, we don't see our president everywhere. And for some people in their whole lifetime, they may never see the president physically because he's not an ordinary person. Okay. So anybody who desires to be special, anybody who desires to be up there, you can't do everything because ubia yebi. That is for ordinary people. Everybody wants to get 3 piercings, 20 piercings, 10 tattoos. I don't have a problem with those who do it, but think about it. Will it fit in the kind of work I want to do, for instance? For instance, I want to be the bank manager for X. If I have tattoos all over from my scalp all the way to my toes, can I fit into that environment? Okay. So if you don't take that decision looking at the long term, you'll make some very grave mistakes that 10 years down the line you'll be sorry for, but you can't change. Okay. So we've had issues where people have been accused of crimes they didn't commit just because they looked like criminals, because the clothing that they were wearing, the kind of people that they were with at the time when the arrest was made. They've been framed for crimes that they know nothing about, just because at the time when the arrest was taking place, probably they were with a group of friends that were into that particular problem. So even your associations can bring you into good places or very bad places. Okay, but one thing is that anytime you are in doubt, you ask an older person, but that person must be trusted, not just anybody. There are some people that they are old numerically, but when it comes into their mind, they haven't gotten there yet. They didn't mature with their age. So they can be X years and be acting 5 or 10 years below their actual numerical age. So the key is that if you are in doubt, ask a trusted person and ask multiple people, because in the multitude of